Hey everybody, it's Dr. Fridge, and I wanted to give you guys a quick Git demo. That was one of the things that folks had asked for the other day, so I'll go ahead and do that. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Git demo folder here that I just made in my little demo space. So I'm going to go cd to tilde, which is my home directory, slash git, workspace, git demo. Okay. So now I don't have anything in here. That's what the ls command does. It looks to see what I've got. And we'll go ahead and make some files in here just so you can see what that looks like. So make a new file. This is just going to be called app.js. And now if I do an ls, I should be able to see that app.js is there. And that's good enough for now. And so in app.js, I'm just going to put out hello world. Okay. All right, so I now have my code written, and I want to put this in Git, which means I'm going to run a git init that initializes Git, and it puts everything from this level on down. So it's important the folder that you run git init in, because that is going to run, that's going to create a .git folder inside that spot, and everything from here on down, any subfolders or anything, are also under the umbrella of this Git repository. So this initializes an empty Git repository at my workspace Git demo, and it's putting a folder called .git inside there. Now if I did an ls, I wouldn't see it, but if I did an ls minus la, which lists all, I should see now the .git folder. The period makes it invisible for most purposes, but you can still kind of see that it's there, and it's invisible because you should never have to go in there to tinker with anything. It just takes care of stuff for you. So now that this is Git enabled, the thing is, it says it. Notice how it said it was empty. So there's no real nothing in the Git repository yet. Even though I have a file app.js, it's not in there. To test out where I am with Git, I can just do git status, and this tells me I have an untracked file called app.js. So I'll go ahead and add that file. There's two steps to this process. I can add the file, and once I've added all the files I want to the work that I've done, the changes that I've made, I then commit that. So Git only tracks files that you invite it to track, and I haven't invited it to track app.js right now. So if I do git add app.js, I just hit the tab key and that auto-completes. See, if I just have ap tab, it's going to auto-complete that for me. Alright, now I can press the up arrow, and that gets me back to Git status. Now I see that Git, my initial commit, now it currently has the status of I've got one new file named app.js, and it's a change that's ready to be committed. Okay, and it's in a what's called a staged environment where it's ready to go, but I haven't actually pulled the trigger and made this commit. A commit is like saving a point. I've used the analogy in class where it's sort of like if you're in a game and you save your spot, you can go back to that spot later and play the game at that point. So this is what we're doing with our code. We're saving our spot. So now I can go all the way and commit this change. So I can do git commit, and if I want to, I can do -m, and that's going to let me put in a message. So initial commit. The -m lets me put the message in here on the command line, so I don't have to go through the trouble of using Vim. So, hang on a second, am I doing this wrong? Let me try one more thing. I'm going to do -a. That's what I took. Okay. So I was blowing its mind because I didn't have quotes around this. Alright, so 1 second, let me unpack what happened here. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly go to the git commit documentation. And so the git commit command, here's the documentation. minus A, or minus minus all, tells the command to automatically stage files that have been modified and deleted. It's just going to commit everything. You may not want to do that if you've got some files that you don't want committed, but any new files you have not told Git about are not affected, so if you haven't added them, you're safe. And then that minus M, what we saw here, lets me add that message. So the trick with that was I had to put that in quotes, and by putting in a quote, it knew it was a string and not some other funky command I was giving it, right? So git commit minus A does all of them. Minus M lets me give it a message, and that gives me my initial commit. Now if I did my git status again, I'm on branch master, and there's nothing to commit. You can go look at the slides if you want to know about branches, but quickly, you can make new branches, which are just sort of like forked parallel universes where you're just taking your code and going off to the side with it and a completely different evolution of your code, and you can jump between your branches. So to show that in action, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do git branch, and I'll make one called development, and then git. So I made it, but I should not, if I did git branch, I think this is going to tell me all my branches. Okay, so I've got development is an option, but right now, see the star is next to master, that means I'm on master. So if I did git checkout, just like in a checkout line, development, now I'm on branch development. Well, nothing really changed up here because they're identical, right? We made a carbon copy of the master branch, and now we're on development. But check this out. I'm going to make some code changes. So just add some stuff. How are you? I'm also going to add another file here. In fact, I'm just going to delete this, and I'm going to just make a new package JSON. So you guys should know how to do that right now, right? So npm init, that makes a new package JSON, and it wants to name it git demo right here. That's fine. Enter. Version 1's good. Just hitting enter, 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 enter. Okay. And it wants to know if that's all right. Yes. Okay. So now my package JSON's got some stuff too. So I've worked on my app. I've done some more coding. Now let's check out my git status. I can see that I have a file, package JSON, that is untracked. And my app has been, app.js has been modified. Oh, but let me just hit save on it. Now let's see what that does. Ah, good. That's what I was expecting to see. So that little circle up here means that it's not been saved. Now I have a modified file, app.js, and I have an untracked file. So if I did a git commit minus A, and then a minus M, more work done. Just like I did before. Tells me one file changed, 3 insertions, and the 3 insertions are line 1, line 2, line 3. These are the 3 things that it added. But if I go look at my git status, oh, what happened? Package JSON's not there. Well, I forgot to add it. And so what I also have to do then is do git add, and I have to give it the name package JSON. I can also add entire folders if I feel like that. You can look up the git add a little bit more. I recommend the tutorial from Atlassian on how that works. I'll show you that right at the very end. So now that I've added package JSON, if I go back and do an ls again, git status, I should see now I've got a new file waiting to go. So I can then do a commit minus A minus M and say adding a package JSON file. And now he's in there too. Great, so all my stuff is committed, and you see right here in these parentheses, this is the command line telling me I'm on Git and I'm on a branch called development. Now let's say that I wanted to swap between the two different parallel universes. So I've got the master on one side and I've got the development on the other side. So if I did git checkout master, watch up here what's going to happen when I run this. Notice how package.json went away, and notice how my code, yeah, and he's like, whoa, you don't even have this anymore. Okay, my code reverts back to what it was. If I do this again, go back to development, boom, my code now is exactly how it was on that branch. So you are shifting your entire project in time between one version and another. And you can continue to work with those versions, work on them, and merge them together. So let's say that we've done this stuff on development, we're really happy with it, and we want to put it into master, and that means, let's say master is our production website, the website we really do use, and development is just the work we're doing here locally. So to do that, I would first git checkout master, go back to master, and now I've got the old code, and I want to pull development onto it. So I would do git merge development, and that's going to merge development onto master. And you see now it says, okay, we're fast forwarding the clock here, these pluses and minuses, so I've deleted one line and added 3 lines on app.js, and package.json has nothing but added lines. So it tells me a summary here, 2 files changed, 14 lines added, 1 line gone, and it's created a thing called package.json. And now package.json and development are on identical states. If I were to toggle between the two, you couldn't tell the difference between them. Anyway, I hope this is a good little introduction to this. As you go through your code, work on, you can just stay in master, that's fine, or it may help you to have different branches, but you work on your code, you make changes, and periodically where you get to a good stopping point, just like that video game where you want to save where you are before you progress, save your code in Git. If you have any extra files that you've done, go ahead and add those. And when you're in a good spot, commit the code so that that'll be a good save point for you. One last thing before I go, you can do git tag my work stage 1, and then I can do git checkout. And now I can go to this at a bookmarked named spot. Generally it's not good to work on tags, but if you want to commit and also tag something, this will let you go to a certain point at a point of time. Git checkout master. Oh yeah, so that Atlassian stuff, let me go ahead and find that for you real quick. Okay, so this is the tutorial. It is at, let me go ahead and move my window a little bit so you can see where this is. Atlassian.com, Git tutorials. Documentation for Git, by the way, is here. And then this is Git tutorials. So it's Atlassian time. This is the same guys who make Bitbucket. I like them a lot. And they have a whole getting started thing. So if you wanted to read more about this, you can go to this site, learn about what Git is, saving changes. They've got a whole section on what we just talked about, using git add. They talk all about it, how the staging area works like. They talk all about git commit, how the -a works. And there's a discussion of it, and they have pictures and all kinds of stuff. And so this will be good reading for you if you want to get into like basically a full online book about this topic that's pretty well written. Okay, I hope that works for you. This has been Learning About Git.